This is a brief video for explaining the swaptic systems and the items that are provided for a rental. First of all, everybody is going to receive always a copy of the instructions, which gives you good information on how to do the settings for the guns. I will go over a few of the settings here in just a moment, but please reference the manual if you have any questions. This also talks a little bit about the swaptic skins for upgrades, for weapon upgrades for gameplay. And this discusses on exactly how to do different settings for doing the network for hosting your games. I'm just going to do an example of hosting. So there's a few recommendations I have, and that is for large groups, you always have hosted games. Hosted games require headsets. If you have a headset for each tagger, it's important to make sure that the headsets are always kept together. So if you put them on a table in a way for people to collect them and to pick them up, right? We typically, when we run events, we will try and keep them together and encourage people at the beginning of any event to have the headsets remain with the guns at the same all times. If they do get mixed up, we do write with a dark letter, a Sharpie on them to match up the numbers and IDs with them to try and help them get them sorted if possible. And sometimes those are scratched and changed depending on situations. Sometimes they do get mixed up where headsets do end up lost, since we assign new headsets or replace them, but they should have an indication for what they are. Just try and keep them together at all times. That way you're not struggling and hassling with trying to find what goes with what later, or VR, etc., or it causes problems in the gameplay. Because if one player has the wrong headset for a gun, then it won't work properly for the gameplay. The scoring won't work, the interaction with each other won't work as normal as it should. So first I'm going to set up this as the host gun. Having one person as a host is always important. This can be a playing person or somebody just standing on the side hosting the games. So whenever you set up a gun for hosting to run the games, you're going to hold the trigger down and then power on the tagger.
Swaptics. Team battle. Online.
Whenever it says this noise and it says online, it's indicating that it's a host tagger. You can power up the headset, which will be the host headset, to always stay with the host gun. You might want to make sure that you keep this separate from all the other taggers, or have a specific individual who's going to hold possession for it. After it's done booting up, the headset will flash a white color. The white color indicates that it's in hosting mode and it's ready to add taggers to the game. As soon as you have a host tagger set up, the rest of the taggers can be turned on. We're going to go ahead and turn this tagger on. After it pairs,
online.
Right after it pairs, it also gets hosted and announces that it's online. Now, anything and everything this tagger sets for the game settings will be copied to all the taggers. This is why it's so nice to use the hosting setup for this system, because it eliminates the problems with turning on gun taggers for other systems where you have to make settings and adjust all the settings for each tagger to be the same, such as our Nerf rental system as an example. So we're going to go ahead and set up a quick game, right? And this is just the recommended settings I typically do. I usually put all the guns for battle royale team deathmatch, okay? And that's you turn the tagger on to the right position wherever you turn it on while holding the trigger, and let go of the trigger after it says online, and then you adjust the settings.
Lives low, lives high.
Okay, all this indicates that is if you set it to lives low, the players will be eliminated after they die 5 times. Okay, so for group settings, I always set it to the full length of time so that everybody has the full duration of period of time for doing their games, so that people don't sit out and aren't waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on high.
Game time on.
I'm doing a recording. Okay. Okay, so this setting right here.
Game time off. Game time on.
Game time off, game time on, right? Allows you to change the settings for the time. You can make the game last forever, or you can make the game last for 10 minutes.
Off.
If you turn game time on,
the
game will last for 10 minutes. That's typically the standard setting to play. And throughout the game, it's nice to just kind of change the teams and change the gameplay as you see fit for different kind of challenges and obstacles or objectives you want to play, right? Similar to different games of tag, you can come up with ideas, or somebody captures and takes like a flag or something like that and picks it up and carries it, and they have to drop it when they have it, etc. Anyway, so that's how that setting goes, and you can get creative with whatever type of play you want to do. Now, whenever you're ready to start a game, you just hold the trigger for 3 seconds. After holding the trigger for 3 seconds, all the taggers will initiate and start up the game. Okay? For any reason, if anybody were to have power lost or some kind of issue or want to join the game later, it's totally fine for you to be able to just turn a gun off and turn it back on, or turn a new gun on.
Team battle.
And once the gun starts up, it'll automatically be hosted and send a notification to the host that he wants to play, and the host will start him in the game.
Online.
Just like that. And he's in play. Okay? So those are the settings. Also, too, on this side is the indoor-outdoor settings. Okay? While you're in game, they will do nothing, but the host sets and determines if it's an outdoor, which is high lighting, or indoor mode, which is low lighting. And so you want to make sure that that adjustment is made too for the host tagger to make sure it's mirrored to all the taggers. That's pretty much the capture of the game. The gameplay will go for 10 minutes or until one team receives, I think it's 20 points or something like that, which are 25, or maybe it's 50. I'll have to pull it. It says it in the instructions how many wins it is, I believe. And so once one team reaches the goal for how many eliminations they have, the game automatically ends, or it'll end based upon the time frame. Or if you play a limited lives, only 5 lives per player, then once all the players are eliminated on all the teams except for one, the game will end automatically. And all that communication is done wirelessly between all the different taggers. And that's basically the basics of how the gameplay will work. Now, I'd also like to show you a little bit about using skins. Okay, weapon skin upgrades are a fun implementation for it. The most common way we play with weapon skins is if you have them hidden in the field, to pick them up and play with them, right? And then the concept is you pick up a new weapon, you put it on, it's like a sleeve that goes over the gun or the tagger, and once you put it on it, it'll change the weapon functionality. So this is the normal functionality for this tagger, and you reload by tapping here. Now, you can also slide this on, and it changes the capability to assault rifle, and it'll fire 30 rounds. The information for the tagger right here for the new upgrades for the gun is on this indicator here. If you're in battle royale mode, it'll roll for a rarity game on this. Battle royale is a fun mode, and that's where you put the switch all the way to the left when you start up the tagger. The only problem with battle royale is you get the waiting period where players are waiting until they get time to play again till the next round. And there's only really one life with higher or lower health settings. And so, yeah, it's a fun game to play, but it also is an elimination game, which means that there's a lot of people standing around waiting for on the last couple to finish the game, which can be a little bit, I don't know how to explain it any other way, but boring for many of the players. Okay, so that is basically the biggest synopsis for how to use the hosting features for the taggers.